Hi everyone, this is Module 12, Lesson 7, and today we are going to be talking about traditional tales. Today's reading focus is on the characters, setting, and events. So we're going to use evidence from the text to answer questions like, what is the main character like, what is the setting like, and what is the main event in the story? Our learning target today is I can use details from the text to describe the characters, setting, and events. So let's start off by talking about what exactly is a traditional tale. A traditional tale is a story which has been passed down for many generations and it's well known within a particular culture. Traditional tales are usually derived, which means they come from folk tales and other oral stories. An oral story is a story that's passed down verbally through generations. So sometimes it's not written, it's just passed down when an older generation tells it to someone in a younger generation. What can we learn from traditional tales? Well, they are usually meant to entertain the reader, but there's often a life lesson that can be learned from them as well. Now let's take a look at the characteristics of traditional tales. In traditional tales, the characters might be animals or people that may have superhuman or magical abilities. The setting is usually not like real life, so there's some sort of element in it that makes it fictional. The plot has a conflict and a resolution, but the events may not be able to happen in real life, so there's an element of fantasy. Traditional tales include a plot with a setting, characters, and a sequence of events. So the flow of the plot is similar to a regular fiction story, but there's an element in there that makes it far from reality. Traditional tales often include a moral or a lesson. And some examples of a moral or a lesson that you might learn from a traditional tale: be kind to others, beware of flatterers, and don't give up. Traditional tales might be a folk tale, a legend, a myth, a tall tale, a fable, or a fairy tale. And they might also include figurative language to describe characters and events. So if you remember when we talked about idioms, an example is, I'm happy as a plant. Let's look at the types of traditional tales. So we have folk tales, legends, tall tales, trickster tales, and fables. So folk tales are stories that are told for a long time by a group of people, usually in a specific culture. And an example of a folk tale would be Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Legends combine real events or a real person's life story with exaggeration and a heroic action. And an example of a legend would be the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. Tall tales combine fact and fiction in a story, and the main character usually accomplishes something using strength or skill or wit. And often in a tall tale, the main character is helped by a powerful object or an animal. And these stories usually start from when the main character is a child. An example of a tall tale would be the story of Paul Bunyan. Trickster tales feature characters who are usually talking animals who trick others to get what they want or to escape from harm. And an example that you might know of a trickster tale is the Gingerbread Man. And then lastly, fables are short stories that are meant to teach a lesson with 2 or 3 characters, and they're usually talking animals. An example of a fable is the Tortoise and the Hare. So I'm going to show you in the next video how to take notes on your traditional tale. So tune in and I will show you how to do that.